Hey everyone, it's Tracy Martirana here from Holistic Wellness with Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm inviting you into my kitchen while I make enchilada sauce from scratch and then use it to make delicious bean and cheese enchiladas. The preparation of enchilada sauce moves pretty fast. So here I have my ingredients all set out. I've measured out all my spices along with some flour. I have tomato paste, vegetable broth, and even a little apple cider vinegar waiting to go into the pan. I start by heating up a few tablespoons of olive oil, and then once the oil gets warm, I'm adding in the flour and all the spices. And I'm just stirring that together, allowing it to cook a little bit to get that raw flour taste out and to let the spices get nice and fragrant. I'm using chili powder, cumin, garlic, oregano, a little salt, a little cayenne pepper, and a pinch of cinnamon. After about a minute, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm not measuring, I'm just squeezing out what looks to be the right amount, and then adding in vegetable broth and whisking that all together to make sure there are no lumps. At this point, I'm just going to stir it and let it cook. I turned the heat up. I'm going to bring it almost to a boil and then turn down to simmer. It's going to cook for about 5, maybe 7 minutes, just until it starts to thicken. Once I can feel it thicken up a little bit and I can see how it coats the spoon, I know it's done. I'm going to take it off the heat and just stir in the apple cider vinegar just for a little pop of acid and a good couple turns of the peppermill. Then I'm setting this aside to cool. It will continue to thicken as it cools. So as it sits here, I will start prepping my enchiladas. The recipe for the sauce made about 16 ounces of enchilada sauce, which is enough to do like a 9 by 9 pan of enchiladas. If you wanted to make a 13 by 9 pan, you'd probably need to double this recipe. And it's also worth doubling or even tripling and just freezing the extra so that you have enchilada sauce on hand whenever you want to use it. If you're interested in seeing the recipes of the items I'm making today, I'm making the enchilada sauce and then the black bean and cheese enchiladas. And then I'm actually also going to serve this up with some cilantro lime slaw. I have all 3 of those recipes listed out in the blog post. I will link that down in the description box. My enchiladas are pretty simple. I'm just taking a can of black beans, lightly smashing them, adding a little cooked rice and some cheese, adding a little bit of the enchilada sauce to it just to make sure it all wants to stick together. And then I'm filling 8 tortillas, placing them in the pan with a little bit of sauce at the bottom, seam down, sticking them all in there, covering them with the enchilada sauce, topping them off with more cheese, And then I'm baking it in the oven at like 350 for half hour, 40 minutes, just until they're hot inside. And then, like I said, I'm serving it up with this coleslaw, lime slaw, which is really just shredded cabbage, some jalapeno, cilantro, red onion. And for the dressing, I use the zest and juice of a lime, a little Miracle Whip to make it creamy, some cumin, a little salt, and toss that all together until I have the delicious slaw. I hope you will consider making some of your ingredients from scratch. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.